This is the People Before Politics show, broadcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. Hosts Damon K. Jones and AJ Woodson bring you the news that impacts our community. Join us for unfiltered, unapologetic coverage of the stories that matter most. Black Westchester Magazine presents the People Before Politics show.
Black, build back, sow in the earth. Each brick I lay, I honor the hurt. My grandma prayed for the day we be free, not just legally, but financially. Put the mask on first, then we lift the rest. If the block ain't strong, how we claim success? We ain't saviors, we survivors, building worth, time to love ourselves. Black America first, yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Own the land, own the plan, put the people to work, no more mule moves, Black America first. We out of line, chasing likes, ignoring the home. It ain't fly if your daughter feel alone. We used to raise villages, now it's revenge, talking about love, but we barely call friends. We gotta get back to Black man and Black queen, not war in the house, but a kingdom scene. Husband and wife, raise life with direction, not baby mamas and weekend connections.
Peace and blessing, everybody. This is Damon K. Jones here, and welcome to Black Westchester Magazine. And I am the publisher of Black Westchester Magazine, Damon K. Jones, and we got a good show for you today. My man AJ Woodson, my partner in crime, will not be on the show today, so we're gonna do something a little different today. And as always, the first thing I gotta say, you have a couple more days to August 1st. To sign up for the 28-day health and wellness challenge. Is free. It ain't costing you no money but your time to get healthy. You can go to blackwestchester.com and for the information, and it should be in the link. If not, we're going to put it in the link of the show. You get a free download, the 28-day health and wellness challenge, and we will be meeting once a week every Wednesday to discuss health and wellness, give information, and talk about getting our bodies healthy. The goal is to make 2025 health and wellness is the new Black. Not just for 2025, but just for moving forward. And if you haven't, please support independent Black media. Check us out, blackwestchestermerch.shop. We got the Blacktastic shirts. We got different Blacktastic All-Star, the Super Blacktastic, the I Am Blacktastic. We got the Black America First t-shirts, the Palm 64 t-shirts. So definitely support us on Super Chat and all the different social media platforms. We want to thank you. We want to thank everybody that have supported us over the years. And also, this is our 11-year anniversary here at blackwestchester.com. Yes, September 1st, we will be starting the 28-day health and wellness challenge. Definitely, I'm as the show goes on and we're doing the interviews, I'm gonna find a link. I'll put it in the description. It's a free sign up. It's a free sign up, and I got my son coming on. He's trying to get his light right because he looked like he's in the dark. He got to get his light. I don't know what's going on. He's in the dark with shades on, but before I bring him on, he just help his pops out to come on, because we got some great topics to talk about today, everybody. We're going to talk about, first thing we're going to discuss, I don't know if a lot of people know Thomas Sowell. He's a Black economist. He's 95 years old and he's still going strong, but he has wrote over 30 books on the economy, on race relations, and in the 50s and 60s and 70s, mainly the 60s and 70s, they said that he was out of his mind. Let me see if I can bring in my son. Cool DJ Dazzy. You gotta move to the center, son. Oh, thank you. Thomas looking up, but he's supposed to be looking this way.
Animal Planet is crazy.
He's watching the Animal Planet.
Yeah, see it?
No, we don't want to see the Animal Planet. Thank you. Thank you. Because he deserves the presidential Medal of Freedom. And this is one saying, oh man, that's, he's getting it from Trump. So what? He's being
Thomas Sowell
recommended,
deserves the Presidential Medal of Freedom because his life embodies the very essence of American excellence. Born in poverty in North Carolina, raised in Harlem, he went on to serve his country in the Marine Corps, Harvard, Columbia, and the University of Chicago, and dedicate more than 6 decades to scholarship that challenged conventional wisdom. Sowell's writings, over 30 books, have influenced generations, urging us to focus on data, history, and outcomes instead of emotional politics. His work shattered victimhood narratives, proving that perseverance and discipline can overcome barriers. Sadly, too many in Black America don't know his name because he didn't fit the establishment's script. But Sowell's insistence on self-reliance, free markets, and responsibility has stood the test of time. To honor him with the nation's highest civilian award is not just deserved, it's long overdue.
And big shout out to Thomas Sowell. And we're pushing here at Black Westchester Magazine for him to get honored. Nobody has read his books. Please go on Amazon, do the Thomas Sowell search, get his books. It's definitely 70s. Were really coming true today as far as Black politics, a lot of things that he said is definitely coming today. So definitely check that out. And there's a lot of people upset that Donald Trump got the $500 million penalty, but there was 3 major issues that went on with that people are not reporting, but we're going to go into a little report on it.
A New York Appeals Court has just delivered a major win for Donald Trump, overturning the nearly $500 million penalty in his civil fraud case. The court ruled that the fine, close to $500 million with interest, was unconstitutional and excessive, violating the 8th Amendment. While the fraud finding itself still stands, the crippling financial penalty is gone. Attorney General Letitia James, who campaigned on getting Trump, has vowed to fight on and may appeal to New York's highest court. But for now, this ruling is a huge setback for her office and a major victory for Trump, who argued all along that this case was politically motivated. The decision doesn't erase the controversy, but it proves one thing. Even in New York, the courts can push back.
Yes, and that's what the court said, that the fine, the $500 million fine was actually...
Can I say time out?
Yes.
You know, I hope I don't get no tickets. You reporting on Letitia James, you know.
Yeah, I talk, man, how are you getting tickets and I talk about it? What are you talking about?
My son.
Do I get...
They're going to try to lock me up. You know the vibe? Or hot. Now I'm hot. I wasn't hot everybody follow news. You got to work.
It is what it is, man. It comes with the territory.
Shut my store down.
You bother you. Look, like I said before, we just talking the news. That we can't we report it. We can't be the bad guys. Huh?
On the people.
We're not telling the new public on what's going on with their tax dollars or the services that their tax dollars pay into the community, with people that are doing good for the community and people that are doing bad for the community. That's but not all news is equal. We try to stay equal, and because getting equal, we get in trouble.
You're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me in trouble.
You shouldn't have came on the show. No, listen.
You don't got no questions?
Excuse me?
You ain't got no questions for me?
Questions for you for what? Ain't nobody put a gun to your head. You better stick with. You better stick with the program story. And here's the next story.
You ain't asking my opinion about nothing.
Didn't you tell me it blown up throughout the world? What did you tell me on the phone?
I said my opinion is I switched my desk around so I could hang out.
All right, so what's your opinion?
No. You didn't ask me no questions.
If you can't,
next story.
Is the Urban League's State of America report.
The National Urban League's 2025 State of Black America report warns of voting rollbacks, dismantling of DEI initiatives, housing inequality, and more. These issues are distractions, but the solutions offered keep us dependent on the same political and corporate systems that have failed for generations. This is the core argument of foundational Black Americans that access is not power, representation is not ownership, and inclusion is not independence. The report celebrates conditional access, jobs through corporate programs, capital through government grants, opportunities through someone else's pipeline. But what is given can be taken away. Even its casual use of the word woke shows how our culture and language are being co-opted to fit donor class priorities. And by framing the struggle only against Republicans while ignoring Democratic failures, the report avoids holding both sides accountable. True power means ownership, control, and self-governance, not managed dependence. Until we build our own systems, freedom will
I think you're frozen.
Man, Daz done put the whammy on the show. He done put the whammy on the show. Go to blackwestchester.com and read. I want everybody that's watching to actually read the report, please. The report is missing a lot that's actually going on in Black America, and it refers to looking to let us in instead of focusing on the inside to our 1.7 trillion later on in another subject. You know, there's three issues. Is access to power, the Urban League solution systems. But if you want to be, but like I I said, it's conditional. It could always be taken away. Like, I don't understand access. Instead of focus inside, we are the largest consumers. And I'm going to be saying this throughout the show, that we're the largest control. And it's also a cultural surrender when they use, actually in a report about Black America, and they use the please Black people. We know that word came from us. They stole that word from us. But they made a mockery out of everything else but the uplifting of Black people. And for the Urban League to actually put it in their report, entities, one of our oldest civil rights organizations. Listen, the Black struggle, and I'm gonna be saying, the Black struggle has been co-opted. Please, Jasmine, do not interrupt me. The Black struggle has been co-opted. We're voting for things that we're voting for elected officials that don't even represent us. AOC is traveling the world, and young Black and brown children are being killed in her district, and she says absolutely nothing. Black children in her district. This is not a joke, people. This is serious. Online talking about oligarchy and all this stupid mess. We have to get serious about Black America, us. Can y'all can't hear me? It's the sound is still cutting in and out. Really? I don't know what's going on. This is why we need political revolution in the Black community. We need to teach our people literacy and help them understand the issues that affect our community. Then the Democratic Party is our friend. You right about that, brother. You are right about that. Like, when do we literally, and I challenge anybody, go to blackwestchester.com and pull that article up. It's the same cover. Or you could just Google Urban League. Urban League. It is trash. It looks like a political flyer. People, if we're going to survive, and don't even report that there were DC council people requesting for the National Guard to come in. The councilman was on their show. I'm not going to show it, but I'm going to show you that the man was on the show because I'm not trying to get knocked
In
over on
2023,
YouTube.
Ward 8 D.C.
Check
Councilman
this out.
Tran White publicly called for the National Guard to help reduce crime in the city. About how such a deployment could work. Directly. His colleague, Ward 5 Councilman Zachary Parker, held a safety meeting the same week, saying that violence required an all-hands-on-deck approach, though he preferred a planned shorter guard deployment. What's striking is how even these Black elected voices were drowned out for safety. The dominant story pushed by CNN and other mainstream media was one of defund the police. It was as if the lived reality and urgent concerns of DC's Black community never happened. The fact that a Black councilman openly requested the National Guard, a reflection of the erased and forgotten in favor of talking.
The press never said that these council people requested the National Guard. And I apologize. I apologize if the thing is choppy. But they never requested the National Guard. They did request the National Guard. Requested it under Biden. And nothing happened. And now they're all in the uproar, and you got people that's from outside of D.C. If you go to blackquestions.com, we did an article that there are paid protesters. Have you ever wondered how these national, because there's a lot of money behind it. People are spending millions of dollars to create these protests. Like the civil rights movement. These are organized protests by companies. That's what they do. Folks down in Washington, D.C. to protest, but the residents in D.C. are, if you just see, you saw the councilman, he wasn't sitting by himself. Requesting for the National Guard. Let's not let this mainstream media fool y'all guys. You have to, hey, Brother Joshua, you have to get Thomas Sowell's book, Anointed. And he talks about what you just said. He talks about that. Not just in Black sororities, but those who think, and there's no consequences against them when their ideas have unintended ideas that they're talking about. Pull up Thomas Sowell on YouTube. There's millions of interviews of him. One of the most greatest unknown person, because he didn't fit the Black Negro leadership narrative. How are you victims when you spend $1.7 trillion with your oppressor? How are you a victim? A victim does that. And I would wait if somebody knows that. They gave us this victim mentality. But we own more Mercedes Benz than white people. How are we victims? What are we victims of? We got more. How are we victims? We victims of our own mindset because we don't invest. We don't have businesses. That's what we're victims of. Our own mindset. And as we talk about it, those in Westchester, pay attention to this.
New York is slashing funding for Empower Plus, the program that helps families lower energy bills with upgrades like insulation and heat pumps. Funding will fall from $220 million in 2025 to just $80 million by 2027. For Black families in the Hudson Valley, this is a double blow. Ever since the closure of Indian Point Nuclear Plant in 2021, electricity costs have skyrocketed as natural gas plants filled the gap. Bills rose sharply, and Black households already paying a higher share of their income on energy are being squeezed hardest. Empower Plus was one of the few tools to ease the burden, but now thousands will be locked out. It's another consequence of poor policy choices. Shutting down affordable carbon-free energy while cutting programs that protect the most vulnerable. The result, higher bills, greater health risks, and fewer opportunities for Black communities.
Oh, and my son had to step out. But listen, these are costly decisions. As we talked about, these are costly decisions, and some people will agree and some people will disagree. You can't change your energy system and you don't have a way to recoup the energy. And this was decisions made by Albany, and now the safety net is being cut back too. So what are they going to do? These are the people if you got an electric bill, you know your electric bill is getting higher and higher every time you turn around. Ladies and gentlemen, our vote, what we vote for, has consequences. They have consequences. Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We are victims of the people that we put in power. Yeah, with the explanation of them representing us and defending us. We are victims of the people who have no idea what it means to create opportunities, prosperity. Solar was the move, but now they're going back to nuclear energy again. Well, I don't know what they're doing nationally, but I'm from the thing is we could do both. But not as many people were getting the solar as they should. You know, and you got to have land to have solar. Unless if you're in the urban area, you're going to put it on top of buildings. I know up here, you know, I live further upstate, so there's more land. So some of the vacant land that they used, they put solar panels on it all over the place. But not every place can do it. But the Hudson Valley is got hit. You know, there's a lot of other experts on it. But the whole thing is this. If you take away something, you should have the plan in place to replace it. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing with bail reform. So you put in a policy to keep people out of jail, but you don't put in the programs and the necessary assistance in the communities to help them. So they stay out of jail, and then they just commit more crimes while they're out of jail. And that's what we're facing today in the Black community, because some benevolent person with a great idea said, we're going to change bail reform. And instead of looking at nonviolent offenders, strictly nonviolent, shoplifting, breaking a window, stuff like that, they went too far with the law. So they could knock grandma in the head and be out of jail before grandma get out the hospital. And that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, absolutely. And we got to get back to farming. We can't listen to people like Jasmine Crockett talking about we don't want to be on no farm. Those are the things that we have to invest in Black America is farmland. Not just Black America, but America. Do you know how many fruits and vegetables that we get from China? How are you an independent country and you are dependent on fruits and vegetables from another country? That doesn't make no sense. That's not good security for the country. Well, judges say it's the law. They have to go by the law. So if they say it's the judge's discretion, there's some judges saying I had to let him out because of the law. I know judges. So I don't know, maybe fingers pointing, but the law needs to be fixed. The law needs to be fixed. We have to address it. Because when you see the news, something happens that's real drastic, they say, well, this guy is out, he's out on bail for 3-4 robberies. How is that? How does that happen? Do you blame the judge when the judge is blaming the law? I don't know. Absolutely. Judges' elections are key too. Black people do not understand that district attorneys and election of judges are very important for public safety. Public safety does not end with the police department. Public safety ends with the judges and the district attorney. Even public safety is you voting for what type of mayor that you want in office. Because guess what? The mayor, and I'm strictly talking in New York, the mayor usually is the one who hires the police commissioner. And the police commissioner works at the will of the mayor. So if you have crime and violence in your city, in your town, and your police commissioner does not have the answer, and your mayor doesn't want to get a new police commissioner, then you get rid of the mayor. I don't care how many chicken and waffles and backpacks and hot dogs and hamburgers and ices that the mayor gives out. If your city is not safe and they don't have a plan to make it safe, then you vote the mayor out. they have a nerve to say all this stuff is racist. No, it's not a coincidence that the high crime is in black cities, because black elected officials don't change nothing. And the same cities that they're high crime, if you look at the Department of Justice, basically is the same cities that had consent decree for police brutality against black citizens. Same people. Now they're in an uproar because of Trump. Because he's saying what black people know on the streets of these cities, that it's unsafe. And I'm not no Trump supporter, but it is what it is. Walk through a black community. Walk through Chicago. Baltimore. They're cleaning it up, but it's still there. It's still there. So we sitting here, politics is local. Absolutely, politics is local. But we still don't understand the power of politics. Right? We still don't understand the power of politics. And for some reason, I couldn't get the other video up to talk about the seriousness of what's aligned with black communities is the lack of black businesses. You go on Black Westchester, I did the article. Black businesses only represent 3% of the black businesses in Westchester County. 3%. New Rochelle has the most black businesses, not Mount Vernon. It's New Rochelle. And if you don't have black businesses, you don't have political power. I'm going to say that again. If you don't have black businesses and economic power, you don't have political power. Period. And nobody's talking about it. How do you have 3%? You have billions of dollars being built in White Plains, the county seat. And black businesses is nowhere to be found. Not even in the process to get trickled down some of that money, all that money going into White Plains. Probably so, but New Rochelle has the highest percentage of black businesses, and that's only 5%. Don't think it's some black Wakanda. That it's only 5%, but it has the highest out of all the cities. Absolutely right. Oh man, trying to get my guest in. He said the camera and mic blocked. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my guest in. He's having problems. Yeah, so So we have to really have to look at that, man, because sooner or later we're going to disagree. Black Elite of Mount Vernon don't support black businesses if they're businesses that are not part of the elitist cliques paying them all. You got a point. People watching on me say, "Yo, man, Damon's talking about Mount Vernon." No, man. It was a comment because they always saying I'm dogging Mount Vernon, but truth is truth sometimes, and it's not about and it's really not about dogging anybody. Truth is truth sometimes. So I'm trying to get my brother. Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to get my brother in. Dal Davis from P-Scale. And sometimes still trying to figure out why sometimes we have these issues with guests logging in. I don't know what it is. I really don't know. I really don't know why it happens that way, but let me hear from y'all guys why I do this. Do y'all believe how do y'all think that we should get black businesses back up in Westchester County, because it is a serious issue and we need to really address it, because if we can't get black businesses, I don't know what we're gonna do, man. I really don't know what we're gonna do. We're definitely gonna have a real problem with economic development. We're definitely going to have a big problem with economic development, I tell you. And again, I'm sorry, people, that we're having a little technical problem here trying to get my guests in. But I'm trying to work on it. Thank you for people for being patient. Little technical difficulties. Sometimes that happens, man. I don't know why. Once in a while, especially when they're logging in from a cell phone, it blocks them out from using the camera and the mic. I really don't know. This is something that happened before. This is something that definitely happened before with another guest. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. And I don't know if it's our side or it's maybe some security feature that's on the phone that when they try to log in. Yeah, it has to be something on his phone that's blocking him from That's blocking him from checking in. Trying to get him in. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. We trying to work it out. We trying to work it out. So Brother Joshua Askew was saying something about the migrants, and I want to make a point. I wasn't going to address it tonight, but I was going to make a point that we have spent $300 billion on illegal migrants, and we vote faithfully for one party, and we haven't got no legislation on reparations. I'm going to say that again. They have spent $300 billion on illegal migrants, and we haven't got any legislation on reparations. The governor of Maryland refused to sign legislation to just study what happened with slavery in the state of Maryland and issue an apology on the state of Maryland.
Check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Check 1, 2. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I hear you now. Don't hear you. You just entered the studio. Check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What's up, good people? Can everybody hear me? I can't hear Damon. Is that just me? Nah, D, I can't hear you, D. Can everybody hear me? Somebody, if you're listening to the show, let me know if you can hear me. And let me know if you can hear Damon.
Now, can y'all hear me?
I hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic sounds nice.
We good, man. So they spent $300 billion, and we haven't had an opportunity to even have a discussion through legislation. And as I said with the mayor of Maryland, they just wanted to study Maryland for slavery, and he vetoed it. In the study, but each state that had slavery, what was their response? It needs to be studied from a state level. We know on a federal level, we know the laws that they had. We know what was passed. We don't know because you had this white lady on CNN had the nerve to say only 2%. They fought a war. They fought a war. We was the commodity. You don't fight a war for only 2% of people that have slaves. That doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. See, and this is...
So, I mean, I wouldn't put...
Yeah, but for everybody at that table had enough knowledge to correct her. Why are we keep putting these people up? People, and they don't even have the knowledge. They have some just basic knowledge. And then when white folks come with their foot, is that my baby girl?
Shout out to Andrew Wayne. Shout out to Jasmine Crump, daughter of Brenda.
Hey, baby girl.
You must be talking to your granddaughter. I'm sure you're not talking to none of the listeners.
Hey, hello to everybody. Come here. There. You need, I told her I was on the radio. She know I can't say no to you.
Burton on the check-in.
You was jumping in the trampoline? What trampoline? Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, man. We cannot, they done taken away the importance of Black America's history in America. It literally erased us. The fact that they could literally argue with dangerous and black, ill-informed people to believe what they're saying. We have to take our narrative back, Black America. We really do. It's definitely time to do that. Because if we don't, everything that we fought for will definitely be erased. You ain't got to worry about Trump doing it. We're going to do it to ourselves with our inaction and not correcting some black leaders for fighting for things that's irrelevant. Because it's good, because it gets good press and it gets good news coverage, but it doesn't move our struggle one bit. We're going backwards. Westchester County, we own less businesses in 2025. Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I guess Damon just disappeared. What's good, people? This is your boy AJ. I'm tuned in. I'm just I'm in Strong Island right now, getting ready for the show tomorrow. I'm trying to see if Uncle Ralph is going to join me in a few minutes to talk about tomorrow's show. But can everybody hear me? Because I know y'all were saying things sounded choppy a little bit, and just give me a thumbs up or let me know that you can hear me. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in right now. I'm trying out some new headsets that B-Love just gave me. Oh, there you go. Let me bring them in. My brother, how are you, sir?
Good.
Yes. I'm out here in Strong Island, out last night on BLS and held it down a little bit.
Straight hip hop last night.
Chuck was like, he kept trying to change the subject. I was like, nah, this is what we're here for. I understood the assignment.
It was great. You know, you guys were great, and it was great for the fans and the people that are going to come out on Monday night. You know, look, it's going to be an amazing show. If you've never been to the Video Music Box experience, and people loved it so much, they come, they rap along, they sing along, and it's a family event, so you can bring the kids. It's all good.
No doubt. So let's start from the beginning and all that. Let's just break it down.
Yeah. So the Video Music Box experience is like you're watching Video Music Box, but it's live. And we play some videos on the screen. We have amazing jazz violinists, productions, and so if you like jazz, contemporary jazz, he's great. He's awesome. And then we go into a whole gospel section. We have the dance music. So we got Strafe, amazing, classic, Set It Off, as well as Fonderay and Renee from Jeanne will be in the building, and Jeff Red, and then we get to so we have Drez from Black Sheep. Drez will be there, and he's come out, and that Strong Island is going to ring off.
Sir.
And then we bring on and both of you guys are Long Island residents, came up in Long Island, so that was the reason, because that's your hometown, and I think people are really gonna enjoy that and be happy to see that.
What was why I'm amped, it was like, yo, everybody started hearing, this my partner David, we met him when we did the thing at the library.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you, man?
We,
Good.
everybody heard we was doing, if you do something in the States, let me know. If you do something in New York, let me know. And at that time, we had no intention of doing it. And like everybody's amped, and it's like, great tune up, get some hometown love before we got people. I got my boy from Baltimore just told me he's driving up from Baltimore. A few people flew up from Atlanta coming through a little bit, and Strong Island, I'm expecting Strong Island to be in the house.
Hey, look,
big time.
One of my favorite songs in my hip hop playlist, and Free the Pain, so I'm like a little nerd when it comes to stuff like that. I'm like, when did it get?
You know the story? You know the story on that? So there was this day in the neighborhood, right? And I used to DJ too. So he came by and conned me, right? He said, so I only had 2 good times. So, that was like one of the few I had 2 records of. So he was like, yo, I got 5, right? So I got amped up a little bit. And when I went and played it, it was the A side. And I'm sitting here like, man, this ain't as good as good times. I was mad. I threw the record to the side the whole night. I threw to the beat for Strong Island. So we in B-Love's father's garage, and he's an old soca DJ. And something just told me to ask him about Free the Pain. And that's not it. And he said it has to be, because that was the big song. That was the A side. So I was like, yo, is there anything on the other? And the rest is history. And then we found, and to Kurt's credit, and Kurt put it together like that. There was a lot of going back and forth to use something else, and it was a whole lot about that. And then eventually, what y'all heard, and ironically, that was B-Love's solo joint, which actually he did on a school trip in one of those booths still there.
Oh yeah, like that.
So he did that on a school trip, and this school was. So that's what B-Boy heard and signed us. But they were like, yo, we need something for it. And of course, Strong Island became the A side. And Strong Island is the record that would have got assigned to any label, but it didn't exist when we were shot. Strong Island is called Long Island is called Strong Island from that point on. So,
Well, you said it so.
But credit, nobody really knew they was from Long Island if you didn't know. Like if you just didn't know. So, 5 boroughs. So people really didn't know where P was from. And they said Strong Island, and when we got it from B, they thought Rakim was from Brooklyn or Queens.
That was
And you kept, I know this ain't what you came on here to talk about, but
Absolutely.
I gotta show you, a lot of us, there was no MTV, there was no Rap City, there was no video box out in Long Island. We didn't have that.
Exactly.
Go to the U channel, and you had to.
Exactly.
That's how we saw so many videos, especially people outside of New York that we never heard of. It was all
the love of music from the beginning. You know, I started out as a DJ. Me and my partner Lano, who became the video artist. You know, I went to college for TV and film. I went to Long Island. I went to New York Tech in Westchester. And so I said, how can I put this love that I have for all this music together with that? And that's when and also was around the same time that music era of like, you know, we wanted to watch every music video that came out. Like Michael Jackson made it prime, became a thing. You know, now it's like, you know, YouTube and that's it. But back then, you could be on, you know, you could get your something, you know, and it was a big deal. Like people promoted it, you know. But, you know, I'm in the music video era. I'm done. People would say, you're a hip hop pioneer. I said, yeah, but you know, like my thing was always the music video. So I always loved that.
I got it, and I also got to shout out. I'm still learning. When you was on Joe and Jada, Damon Busters, he's responsible for Boys II Men's first album. Never knew that. He was involved in Juice, and I didn't really know the full involvement.
Really?
And you saw what I
Right.
want to do. So I mean, that's what you did. You influenced hype to do it.
Yeah, I love that. I love putting it because we realized that a lot of not just hip hop videos, but R&B videos didn't have a music video to it. Full song and make a video for it. That was the original idea. But we didn't know how the music business worked. Of course, they were like, nah, we're not doing that. But that was the original idea. And then we got a call one day from this guy who was Roxanne. And I said, yeah. And so we linked up and we got some equipment together, and that was our first video.
You went on to do a lot of the Juice Crew joints.
Yeah, we did almost all of them. We did almost all of the Bismarck Key joints, almost all of Kane's. Shan Left Me Lonely early. That was right after Shantae. And you know, then we started getting more into the R&B stuff. You know, like we mentioned, Boys II Men.
Wow.
TLC, whole first album. All the Bell Biv DeVoe stuff. That's how we got the Boys II Men. Because while we were like Bivens found Boys II Men. At least I got this new group, and we got to do a video for them Motown.
Wow. Yeah. Guys, I just had to shout that out because I saw that on Joe and Jada, and I was like, yo.
Yeah.
And they're involved in Juice or?
Yeah, nah, it was, you know, they set was cold, was nothing happened. They wasn't getting no line. Who worked with me on the music videos, she was working. She said, they need you, Ralph. You need to come up to the office. So I got on the phone with this guy Neil Moritz, like when you look at his body of work, but that was his first body of work. The first thing he did was juice. And he called you, and I met him, and he was like, "You'll be a consultant." And so then I went home and I started looking at the credits on the movie, and I didn't see no colors. I need a real title. And so I said, all right, make me an associate, or I rewrote, because that movie was written by Ernest Dickerson in the 80s. It was shot, and we had to make it, the times change, the words change, things that, streets say. So we had to change it, the titles of certain people, their names, the language, the script, was like, nah, nobody say change that, and so we wanted to make it more 90s, and that's how that came about, and there's scenes I'm in it, so, and now all those people that are there, I bought them, Ed Lover, Red Alert, Lioness, so.
Nah, that and it ended up being a cult classic. I mean, that was like the movie of that generation. Like it introduced the world of Tupac for everybody who really didn't know Tupac, like on that level.
Yeah, I think same song was out by Digital Underground at the time, and he's featured in that.
Yeah, he finally
but that was it. That's the only time you had seen him in that kind of light. Yeah.
Nah, he took that over. But back to more time. What is it? What's going down? Who's going to be there? Why everybody need to come out?
Yeah. So the event is, which is it's Hempstead. Just Google Eisenhower Park and it'll send you the directions. You go to parking lot 6A, and it's an amazing. Bring your lawn chairs or your blankets, and you can be comfortable right there. With the performance starts. Fear None. He's amazing. He's a violinist. He's also a hip hop violinist. I use him for hip hop stuff, and he's been on tour with the Jizza. Do tomorrow, he might jazz a couple. He might throw in a little reminisce over you or something like that in there. A couple of tunes, and choir. They're gonna get on and give us a little spiritual action, and then after that, we go into the dance move like a fat rat, and John.
Wait! Great segue. As soon as you said dance, can you bring Jeff in?
Oh man! Oh wow!
As soon as you said,
What's going on? What's happening?
Hold on. I gotta. Hold on a second.
one second.
Hold on.
We hear
I hear you, Jeff.
while David's doing that video music box experience, yours truly will be rocking the stage. The Mount Vernon will be gracing the stage, and that's Ralph just
No, for y'all who have never seen Jeffrey live, it's that is super. I'm sorry I didn't put my phone on. Don't disturb. And it's always fun, and people sing along, and that's the part that is what the video music have songs that everybody knows every word. And like a song like You Called into every word to that song.
Oh, where he go? Man, he just, oh man.
I know he's on the road because he's coming in tomorrow. He probably got his connection. Probably we trying to get him back
for a very long time, and he's always been cordial and you know, and looked out for me. Touch Me, one of my favorite songs, as well as You Called and Told Me. I mean, as well as Overlap. Oh, really?
Now on 4-2. Can you hear us, Jeff?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He's frozen.
Okay, we in the mountains, Jeff.
I apologize for everybody. Damon, a lot.
Team yard today, man. I have no clue.
Okay.
I really have no clue. Dow Davis couldn't even figure that out.
Yo, Jeff, you there? Can you hear us? I see you. Well, Ralph, just continue on. You saw understand.
Yeah, so after the game, we going to the hip.
There you go, Jeff. Say, I think he froze again.
He froze again, man. Where you at, Jeff?
I'm down in Virginia, man.
What up, Jeff?
He froze again.
I don't know.
Jeff Reddick will be on the stage tomorrow.
What up?
He out there smoking a cigar somewhere.
Yeah, so then we have Drez from Black.
Can y'all hear me or no?
Now we can hear you, brother.
Y'all can hear me or no?
Yes.
All right, we're going to make this real question y'all again.
No, you good.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tap in to
Okay.
everybody see y'all tomorrow.
Jeff is he's eating good down there.
I'll be in town early. I'll see y'all on the radio show. We gotta thank you. I'm at the family reunion, man, brother, but I gotta get rid of this, man. Can you hear me, Damon? I just got back connected, man.
All right, well, then you said we get into the hip hop.
Yeah, and the county executive is going to honor rock him tomorrow night as well.
Oh, that's
So B-Love broke my surprise to you on the phone. So in the beginning about the first shout out was like our lawyer, Mike Tuat. It was like Mike Tuat rides the house in. Red alert rides the house in. So we took his name out and put Oju in. You know, I wanted you to be surprised and be like, yo, that's my name.
I gotta have that.
He the movie surprise on the phone.
I'm gonna have it on tape so I can hold on to that. Right?
Yeah. Word up.
That's how it's going down. Get there early. You know, get your little beverage, whatever it is that you need, your little snacks, and come out. Everything else is happening. So, you know, people get busy. So I'm glad we could do this on a Monday. And then, you know, the rest of the week is, you know, getting the school gear together and for others, people at work. So it'll end
Chuck Chill Out got a set? Is he gonna have a set?
Yeah. So Diamond, DJ Diamond, of course, Long Island. He's an amazing turntablist, one of the greatest, and he'll be there. As well as Chuck Chill Out from WBM, and DJ Lennox is going to play a whole set of Caribbean music because we're getting Caribbean people in the neighborhood.
I want to give Diamond a quick shout out. Both you and I, we for his involvement in Long Island hip hop. So the first two singles of EP and D, and Eric was having a problem doing the beat. It was Diamond that picked the beats that they used that ended up being the big monster hits that they came out to be. And also the same thing with Craig Mack when he was MC Easy was not that, and he added that zoom to that record. So those big records, and both of those groups' first records that were big, Craig Mack and EPMD. And
I feel like, you gotta represent for people that are from the community who started there, and it was a no-brainer. And he was like, Ralph, absolutely, for you, I'd do anything. So I said, all right, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Wow, it's great.
Yeah, he texted me. He was like,
so I got marketing people. So, when you put these shows together, it's a lot.
Yes.
And this one is going to be a lot of pieces that I have to make sure that they're taken care of.
Eisenhower Park, 6 p.m. Be there. It's a free show. Come with your family. Bring your, some snacks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just come out and rock out with all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Peace out.
So that was our little regular show. We a little interrupted. We interrupted the regularly scheduled program for this radio progress. You Black Westchester presents People Before Politics radio show. I'm out here in Strong Island. I've been getting pictures. Went up to Chuck Chill Out last night and took over the station. You know what I'm saying? Did a little takeover for the show. Yeah, we was in there. We went and B's sister came. About 10 of us came in just for me and B to be.
Oh, word.
Just like 10 of us in there. Finally I met David Lee. I didn't realize that was him because he comes on after Chuck. I spoke to the dude, and then I heard he went out.
You're like, oh man,
I was like, late nights I used to stay up just to hear rockin' you. We doing them out here in Strong Island right now. B and his sister went to a concert in Brooklyn, so I'm taking a little break. And then I got the limited edition shirt on. We will have the t-shirts. My sister Brenda L. Crump and her sister and her daughter Jasmine will be out with a limited edition t-shirt. And the dopest thing about this show, Damon, my daughter's
beautiful, brother.
That is beautiful. She was born 89, so she has never seen us perform. And we love us her grandfather. So she's never seen us before. Yeah. So she's amped. She came all the way out here. You know what I'm saying? Not all the way from me. She
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. If I can make it out there and back.
I feel you. I feel you. Anybody who couldn't hear and it was a little choppy. I was trying to get other artists, but it was like last minute, and you know, Ralph was like, everybody's been everywhere. I seen who set it off. I think he was on Fox 5. Like, yo, Ralph has been putting in work. There's commercials on it.
Yeah, remember that's
Right.
his thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So support the, like, I used to live in Atlanta. You get a lot of those parties and stuff in Atlanta where a bunch of artists come. We haven't had a lot of them I'm sure we had some, but it's been a long time. So come out. It's gonna be a family affair. Give me a little gospel, a little jazz. I'll take the stage. You know what I'm saying? To do our thing. You know, and you know, Dre's gonna tear it up. That engine.
Yeah.
We're about to do that. So you know he gonna do that, and then you got the guy Rakim. I mean, I ain't gotta tell you Rakim. It's Rakim. So you know what I mean. And he home, and they got me pinned in between. So he changed the lineup. I ain't say nothing. He changed the lineup because we was coming off. That's what he just said just now. The last 2 times he said it, he just said it on the show. He said, Drez and then y'all. I'm like, okay. So,
no, that's dope, man.
Yeah, so we gonna rock out. And then, for y'all that don't know, for my international people, we doing the Urban Matters Festival, Cash Money and Marvelous, and we just brought they just got the oldest, one of the first MCs, Coca La Rock, used to be down with
Rock.
Who Hurt people in the Netherlands, yeah.
Really?
Then we doing London. Yeah, we doing London at a club 229 London. And they got a hip hop legend named Blade out there. He gonna be on the show with us. And then we I think Manchester, and then we going to Copenhagen, Denmark. And amp, yo. And one of the things we was talking about last night on Chuck's show. So this is our 37-year live, all of this, Damon, without videos.
Yeah.
Without the internet, without YouTube, without anything going on 7 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all because of the fans, because we got like the most incredible fans that have been rocking with us from day one. Standing without all of that.
No, but you know what too, man? As you see the climate out of older artists coming out with new albums.
Right.
And I was watching the video and he just basically said, yo, he's coming out. He's gonna want to work with people.
Yeah, he got a lot of stuff.
You know, right? It ain't even, it's trash. And I think even on a spiritual level, what it used to be.
This is what it used to be. Like we've gone.
Well, there's no
that's what I'm
essence
saying.
anyway.
We lost all the essence of everything.
The essence was spiritual. I mean, that's what kept us together. That's what kept communities together. You know, we wasn't talking about all this stuff. Peace, love, and having fun. That's what it was about. Yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was all about.
Kill, murder.
You know, but we allowed it it to get that way. I mean, we just not going to bless. Part of the responsibility is us, man. So, you know,
there was an article I just read for last year, and it was like all the rappers over 50 who dropped dope albums. Public Enemy, I think, just dropped the album. They're like, there's a bunch of new joints. Hey, Jadakiss and Beanie Siegel are about to drop an album together. Like, I mean, yeah, that's great. They just announced it on the internet the other day. And you saw a lot of people in my gen, Chuck in his part of the Cool Chip. Remember Chuck?
Right.
And Cool Chip? So, I mean, I'm blessed that because the people are not really feeling the music now, that they're reaching back a resurgence to JVC Force right now. And, you know, doors are being open, we are being invited, you know, come and perform places and stuff, or I'm going to ride this to the wheels fall off, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's what it is. And I wanted to come on and let me promote it on my platform too. So, you know, yeah, so that's what's up. Yeah, so like I said, tomorrow, some flyers say Hempstead, some flyers say East Meadow. It's the same thing. It's right past Queens for y'all that don't live in Long Island. So come on out, man. Come on out, yo. And I'm talking to all my people. Strong Island, Central Iceland, all out there that support JVC. Come out. When I get on that stage, I need to see all y'all out there. So come out, support your boy. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all time and period. So then we head overseas. So come out, support your boys, and come out and support all the other artists. And I think he didn't mention that, but they gotta have like vendors and stuff. So come out, support, bring the family. You know what I'm saying? And it's the type of show it was, and as rough as he was, I don't think he cursed in any. I can't say any curses. I don't think he cursed in his hard joints for the streets without cursing.
Right.
Ain't nobody harder than Rakim. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I don't remember any curses, or at least many curses in his whole catalog. And he said what he needed to say without cursing. So I say that because, you know, you can bring your parents, you can bring your kids, you have gospel, you can have, it's going to be something for everybody. It's going to be family friendly. So, you know, Eisenhower Park, we will be there.
That's what's up. And that's it for me. We're gonna get Dow Davis back on next week. Talk about what happened. He got blocked out, man. I don't know what's going on. And hopefully next week we can get Dow on, man. And I tried to send him a co-host link. We only had it one time. I think it was with Charles. We had a hard time getting him in. So I really don't know what's happening with StreamYard. See what StreamYard says, man. But other than that, man, AJ, enjoy.
This is Black Westchester, People Before Politics Radio, 11-year anniversary. You hear it. In that could and black media that y'all think was many thought wasn't going to be around. Same thing you say about hip hop. It's 11 years, we still hold it.
Right.
Help change some of the political climate in Westchester and surrounding areas. Educated our people each year with all of y'all support, loyalty, and love that y'all gave us, and that y'all rocking with us. So thank you for that. And with that out, video show every Sunday night, 6 to 8. Cut a few minutes off earlier today. I'm about to get back into
Yes.
and until next week, peace. Everybody coming out tomorrow.
This is the People Before Politics show, broadcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. Hosts Damon K. Jones and AJ Woodson bring you the news that impacts our community. Join us for unfiltered, unapologetic coverage of the stories that matter most. Black Westchester Magazine presents The People Before the Black Point of View.